Hi, this is Bethany Gagne, founder of the Global Peaceful Cities Project. And today, I'm here with one of my favorite people, Bernard Shuman. and Bernard and I have put together a program known as Mindfulness as a Solution to Violence, where my specialty is obviously teaching coherence skills, but Bernard teaches alternative to violence skills, which is an amazing complement to coherence work. Bernard, can you tell people how you became a facilitator for alternatives to violence?
Yes, I became a facilitator when I was in prison. Mm-hmm. And what happened was I was doing a 24-year bid, and I went to jail because I committed some violent crimes. And while I was in prison, I wanted to try to change my ways. And in changing my ways, I started, for the first 2 years in prison, I started working on myself, trying to stay out of trouble, mm-hmm. trying to, you know, control my attitude. And what happened was, a couple of years into the bid, a friend of mine came and said, Bernard, you ought to go to Alternative to Violence. And I said, what is that? He said, this is a program that teaches you alternatives to problem solving, where you don't have to use violence as the first solution to the problem. Mm-hmm. And when I went there, because at first I thought I didn't need it because I thought I was doing a good job. 2 years, no problem. However, when I got there, I found out that nothing had changed for me, because one of the first exercises they did was a listening exercise. And in this listening exercise was an exercise where you had to listen to how somebody felt and cared about certain situations. And then you had to repeat it back to what they were saying. And I found out then that as listening to somebody, after 3 minutes, it only took me 10 seconds to tell them what they said, because my listening skills was not up to par. And alternative to violence is one of them exercises that teach you to listen, because it's important that you listen to what other people say, so that way you know how to act and accordingly to how they feel and care about things. So and taking these AVP workshops, I did it for almost 18 years, mm-hmm. but the last 15, 16 years I've been a facilitator. And facilitating this it gave me another way of looking and seeing how this program works with others, as grown men being able to come in, take their masks off and share and be a part of a workshop without having to feel the tension of what it was like being in prison, because you could be yourself, knowing that your skills that you was sharpening was skills to help you be a better person and to curb your violent ways.
So the idea is, right, that through alternative violence practices, then people are able to practice interpersonal skills, right?
Absolutely.
So that if they are in a violent situation where the stress hormones are being dumped into the system and people can become violent very fast, because they've trained through what you've taught them, they will
more than likely resort to what they was practicing. Because like anything that you do in life, the more you practice it, the more you're more likely to do it when that situation arises. And alternative to violence is the same thing. It's the same way. And what's funny for me, Bethany, is in my community where I was brought up at, that was something that was not taught. That was something that everybody took for granted, that you knew these alternative ways, but it's something about practicing them that makes you call on those skills more so than not practicing.
And isn't that why you're saying it's too bad that you had to go to prison to learn these skills? That our goal is to teach them now before you have to. The kids have to go.
I couldn't have said it better.
Right.
And it's sad that I had to go to prison to learn them, and that's what I want to. That's what I work hard to do now today, is to try to teach it to other people so they don't have to make the mistakes that I made. To go to prison to learn these skills.
Right. So Bernard and I put this program together, Mindfulness as a Solution to Violence, where we're teaching kids how to find an inner place, an inner peace, and find those places. And then Bernard is teaching them role playing, right? Role playing is very big.
Very big, because I'm a firm believer in, if you got a 3-year-old and you're trying to teach them how to cross the street, And when you're crossing the street, you tell them to look both ways, and every time you take them, they look both ways. So if they was by themselves one day and they're crossing the street, what you think gonna happen? They're gonna look both ways because that's what they practice.
Right, right, right. And I can tell you that when we've taught it, it's been a transformative process for everyone, not only just for the kids, but for Bernard and I as we kind of walk with them through this process. And it's quite the experience, but quite powerful, isn't it?
Very powerful. And you know what's good about it is when you see a person come to you and say that they practice the skills and it work. And that's what it is. You practice it, and then when you actually get in the situation, to hear somebody come back and say it works, that's what makes it worthwhile for me. Because I know it works for me.
Right, right.
And I've seen it work for others.
Right, right. And Bernard is an amazing facilitator if you're interested in bringing him to your organization. Also, obviously, if you want coherence as well. So we work together. We have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I know. So, anything else?
I just wish that everybody was to take at least one AVP workshop. And if you just take one AVP workshop, I think you might want to take more.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what our goal is, to start a wave of peace, maybe train some young ambassadors, mentors, to peace ambassadors, to have them go out into the community and make peace something that's worthy of pursuing.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah. Right. So thank you so much, Bernard. You're going to lead us in a meditation right now, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you.
I think I will.
Yeah. Okay.